Hello and welcome to our Arduino 6.8 tech update video. Let's spend the next couple of minutes to have a look on the newest features of Orcharhino. So, when you log on to your Orcharhino after upgrading it to 6.8, probably the first thing you will notice is that the navigation menu on the left side of the screen has changed. Here you can actually see how it looks now. You will remember, originally, when you needed to select a menu item, you had to do the following. You move your mouse on top of a menu. The menu pops out to the right, and you select the required item. You will also remember how annoying it could be when you accidentally moved your mouse on top of a menu, it popped out, and needed to wait for a couple of seconds until the menu disappeared again. This now is history. The new behavior is the following. You move your mouse on top of a menu, you click on the menu opens to the bottom rather than to the right, and there then you can select required item. But why just talk about it if we can actually have a look on how it behaves in reality? Here we are on our Arduino 6.8. Now let's have a look on how actually the navigation menu reacts. So suppose now we are looking for the tasks. So I click here on monitor. We can see the menu opens to the bottom and no longer to the right. I click here on form and tasks. I click on tasks, and here we go. You also can see that many of the items have now been stored in submenus, making the UI much cleaner and tidier than before. But everything comes with a price, because if you're not familiar with the UI yet and you don't know where to find given items, it might take a while until you get used to it. But fortunately, there's a solution for it as well. So suppose we are looking for provisioning templates and don't know where to find them. You see here, we got a search field here in white. I can click in here, and now I can just start typing provisioning templates, and I see it already gets suggested. Here you see the path where to find them and host templates and provisioning templates. But even more than that, I can directly click on it, and I immediately get redirected with provisioning templates. So we see the new navigation menu no longer opens to the side, and we got a search function for our menu items. So let's now have a look on the next feature. We have been working on performance improvements for quite a while now, and will continue to work on it in the future, as performance improvements are a continuous process. In this version, we are focusing on content views and on the Debian content synchronization. So regarding content views, we reduced the amount of necessary API calls and removed no longer required ones, overall improving the performance of the content view API and the user interface. With respect to Debian content synchronization, we made the following change. For Debian content, where no changes have been detected, the no longer required steps will be just omitted, increasing the speed on how synchronization works. Until now, this only worked if the policy additive has been changed. Now this also works for all the other mirroring policies. Let's now get to the most important new feature of Orcharhino 6.8, simple content access. But what does that mean? Orcharhino, as said, now uses SCA as new default. Before, when assigning content to your clients, you had an activation key where you set your lifecycle, your content view, and in there you assigned subscriptions to your clients. So subscriptions basically are products, and by assigning them, you enabled all the repositories which were inside the product. This now got much easier. You still got an activation key, lifecycle, and content view, but now you can directly address the repositories you want to assign to your clients without having to assign subscriptions. But let's have a look on how an activation key looks like now. So here on the left side, we can see how the activation key looked before. We see the several tabs, details, subscriptions, repositories, and so on. Here, as said, we got our subscription tab. We assigned the subscriptions, and then automatically all repositories inside the subscriptions had been enabled. On the right side, we see how an activation key looks now. So we see there's no more subscription tab, but we directly address repository sets and can set them manually to be enabled. So just as training, let's just create together an activation key on orcharhino. So we are back on our orcharhino 6.8. And now we go to our search field to actually find the activation keys. So I just start typing activation keys, click on it, and here we are. And let's, for example, create a dev key for Orma Linux. So I go here, I click here on create activation key. I call it Orma 8 dev as it's already suggested. I select my lifecycle, development. So let's wait a bit until all the content views are being suggested, which actually are available for development. Here we go. I select now Orma Linux 8 and I save. Now we defined lifecycle and content view, but we still have an empty activation key because we haven't actually activated any repository yet. Now I go here to repository sets. Here you see the checkbox limit to environment. Here we can see all the repositories which are inside the content view. If you want to see them all, you can just uncheck the checkbox and you get all the repositories, which doesn't make sense in our case. So I will reactivate them. And now I can select which repositories are relevant for our host. So we got the orcharhino client, we got the basic operating system repositories, we got Puppet, we got SoulStack. And as we basically need them all, I will just check them all. I go here to select action, override to enabled. And here we go. We have now all repositories inside the content view enabled. And when subscribing a new host using this activation key, it will obtain all of these repositories. So you see, SCA makes your life much easier than it was before. So I hope you enjoyed the new features of orcharhino 6.8. Hope to see you the next time again. Wish a good day and bye.